Hello, today I will be showing you how to install and use the WinTools application software from PhiBer Manufacturing. This is used with your bale accumulator, and it can be used whether you have a stacking accumulator or flat accumulator. What we'll be covering today is where to find the software and how to install it, as well as how to use the WinTools software to update the software on your stacking accumulator, how and why to change parameters on your accumulator, how to download log files for diagnostic purposes, as well as how to look at sensor data for diagnostic purposes as well. So first, to install and download the software, go to phiber.ca in your web browser, and then you can click on the More Options button and scroll to the Downloads tab. From there, scroll down to the accumulator section, and if you have a flat accumulator, choose Machine Software ACXX08. If you have a stacking accumulator, choose Machine Software VS1206. From there, choose the Save button to save the software in your Downloads folder. Once the software is downloaded, right-click on the download, choose Extract All, and extract. At this point, you will need to allow admin access to be able to install the software. So scroll into the new folder that was just extracted and choose the WinTools Setup Master application. From here, follow the on-screen setup instructions. And once the software is installed, go to your desktop and you can open up the WinTools software from your desktop shortcut. Now you can connect to your accumulator in one of two ways. You can either do it through a USB cable, which is provided in your manual holder on your accumulator. This is a 4-foot long cable with a USB connection on one end and a 4-pin Deutsch connection on the other end. Plug the USB cable into the USB port on your computer and the 4-pin Deutsch connector into the plug marked USB on your accumulator. On the stacking accumulator, this is located on the left-hand side beside the controller. On the flat accumulator, it's located on the right-hand side near the controller. The second way to connect to the accumulator is through Wi-Fi. If you're on a laptop, go to your tray on the bottom right side of your screen, choose your Wi-Fi option just as if you'd connect to Wi-Fi on your home network, and you should see PhiBer with a serial number behind it as one of the options if your accumulator is turned on. Select this and input the password 12345678. Again, it's the numbers 1 through 8 is the password, and choose connect. Now you can see here on my screen I am connected through USB as it says serial number, as it says serial on my screen. So now, once you're connected to your machine, go to the Settings tab, and from the drop-down, choose the latest flat configuration or stacker configuration, depending on which machine type you have. For the purposes of this demonstration, I will choose the Stacker 1206 configuration. Now to install a new software, go to the System button, and you can see right now that my current software is 2.2.100. Choose the bulk update, and then choose the zipped file inside of the folder that you downloaded, and choose open. Once you click the start button, each of the different files will start installing, and once they are all complete, it will say success in the bottom right corner. I already have the latest software on my computer, so I will not follow this step. If you are connected through a USB cable, it will take a few minutes to install. If you are connected through a Wi-Fi connection, it should take under a minute to install all the files. At this point, once the software is all fully installed, you may need to delete the object pool off of your virtual terminal in your tractor. That's the monitor in your tractor. You can do this by following your tractor or baler instructions. So once the software is installed, you'll see the latest software version you have, and you'll see when it was installed. Now the next step is to change parameters on your machine. Go to the Parameters tab, and the purpose of changing parameters could be for a few different reasons. The first reason would be to set custom values. For example, the overlift. The defaults overlifts are 0, 2, 4, and 6 on the stacking accumulator. This is how high the bale is lifted over top of a normal 3-foot or 4-foot bale. So you could change one of the overlifts to a custom value such as 8. And then once you change the value, click the Set button. And you should see success. After that has been done, for the parameter to take effect, you must power cycle your controller. Do this by turning the power off on your tractor for 30 seconds and then turn it back on. The next most common parameter to change would be the Merlin enable. If you have a scale kit that was installed from the factory, this Merlin enable will be set to 1. If you are installing your own scale kit, you must go to this parameter and change this to 1 to say that you have a Merlin, which is the controller for the scale. Again, you would click Set, and then you would power cycle your machine. And I would recommend contacting a PhiBer service technician to discuss changing any of the other parameters. The next thing you can do with the WinTools application, if you click on the Files tab, you can download log files off of the accumulator. These log files can be sent to a PhiBer service technician for diagnosing if you are unable to diagnose it yourself. So to download the file, click on the Select All button and choose Download. This will download all of the files in the list. Alternatively, you could select each individual file and then click the Download button. Once the files are done downloading, you can find the files in the Downloads folder on your computer, saved as such as this file right here. You can then choose this file and you can email it using your own email application. If you want to capture a certain issue that is happening on your accumulator, I would recommend choosing all of the log files by choosing these buttons here and deleting them. Then you can start accumulating, and once the issue happens, you'll have a smaller amount of log files to send, and it will be easier to identify where the problem happens within the sequence of events. So again, choose the delete button. Do not choose the CFG or IOP files, as they are essential for function of the machine. And then choose the delete button and OK. The next thing you can do with the WinTools application is you can look at machine sensors values to see what is happening. For example, if you're looking at your bottom gate and you want to know how far it is open, you can look at the bottom gate opening, and this will be at some value between 0 and 36 inches. If you have any other questions, you can contact PhiBer at the phone number shown, or you can email us through the email link shown. Thank you. Have a good day.